Hey everyone, Adam here. Welcome back into another video. In this video, we're going to be going over a quick Pinterest case study from last month for a brand that we just launched out with, and we're already at over a 12 ROAS just on cold traffic. So just kind of want to showcase this with you, the exact interests we're targeting, kind of give you an overview of the ads and just some other details, so that way you can go ahead and launch yourself and go ahead and launch with Pinterest. It's a very, very good platform. So without further ado, let's dive straight into it. So basically, first things first, we're just going to cover over the numbers and we'll get into the rest of the details after. So you can see here last month, December 2022, just on the Pinterest platform, we spent $619.99. This is Canadian dollars, by the way. So for US, it'd probably be around like 500-ish, give or take. So yeah, something to note there. It's in Canadian dollars. And then revenue was $7,610.91, and then basically equating out to a 12.28 return on ad spend, so even higher than a 12 ROAS. And honestly, the reason why we're able to get such good results on Pinterest, and the reason why it's just very achievable, is because there's actually a stat for Pinterest that 55% of the users go on there to shop. And, it makes sense because honestly, a friend of mine, his mom basically went and redesigned her entire kitchen literally off of getting inspiration from Pinterest. So very, very powerful platform because literally people are just going on there to shop, like more than half the users. And then I think roughly 80 to 90% of them are females, and also females who have money. The average income of the users on Pinterest is higher than a lot of these other platforms. So it's literally, people are going on their shop and they have money too. So it's it's a really, really good spot to be. If your brand is majority female or has a good chunk of your target audience and the female demographic, then I'd highly, highly recommend you launch on Pinterest. And that's why these results are definitely really achievable. So in terms of looking at the back end here, you can see here, it was a December 2022, conversion settings 30-30-30. And then you can see here, just literally we had only one campaign, literally just cold traffic, like I was saying, US cold interest checkouts. And we also had this other campaign, the Black Friday Cyber Monday one. We launched it near the end of November, and it basically was running till almost the last day of November, essentially. So that's why I carried over $377 out of the $7,610. So yeah, only one campaign. So very, very excited to dive into this and honestly launch a lot more with this. So, and retargeting as well too, which I'll cover in another video with another brand that we've done over $1 million with on Pinterest just this last year, with a lot of different campaigns, a lot of different retargeting campaigns and everything. So just want to kind of showcase this one here with you guys. But CPM, you can see here, is $2.81. Now that is very, very affordable. Cold traffic with, really good users and everything. And the reason for that, just to kind of give you a bit of context, on Meta, I would say on average for the brands we work with, it's about $10 to $20 on the high end. About 15, I would say, is about average. So this is a fraction of the cost to be targeting conversions, basically targeting people who are buyers on the platform, and basically have a cost of that. So we're reaching a lot of people for very cheap. I mean, look at this. We had 221,000 impressions with literally $619 in spend. So it's a lot of people reached for that price. So yeah, honestly, it worked really, really well. Now let's get into the audiences. This brand was basically in the beauty niche. So, and with the strategy that we did, we actually just launched out with mainly just interests. And then what we can do is kind of segment out the interests that are doing the best, and then just honestly pause the ones that aren't doing as well. Because what you can do after, I can show in another video, is you can see exactly which interests are generating which, basically how much they spent, how much revenue they brought back, what the return ad spend is, and then basically just make your moves off that. And you can see here, basically what we did is we targeted beauty. You can see there's a little 7 next to it. That means there's other interests underneath that category. We honestly just highlighted all of them. We want to start off broad, and then like I was saying, we can narrow it down later. And same thing with the keywords. We didn't do any keywords. We actually just started off with interests for this brand. Something to note there. Keywords we'll probably do maybe in another ad group, or we might add it on as well too for this one here. So we'll see how it plays out. But this is basically what we started off with, literally exactly. So beauty, makeup, 14 of them. Eye makeup, face makeup, makeup style, and then we also did skincare as well, and skincare routine. So really all the beauty interests, we honestly just stacked them all together, and that's literally exactly what we did. And yeah, you can see the results speak for themselves. So yeah, that's literally exactly what we did in terms of the audiences. Now, in terms of the ads, what we did is we did 4 video ads stacked together. We could have done photo ads as well too. Photo ads work really well too for this brand. But to kind of start off, we honestly just did videos. And it's, in my opinion, and what Pinterest recommends as well too is not really to put videos and photos in the same ad group. And the reason for this is because it will tend to push the spend towards videos. So something to note, you don't really want to stack them together. If you really want to launch photos, I would do that in a separate ad group. And you can even launch carousels with the photos as well. But in this case, we actually just start off with videos. And to kind of give you a bit of context in terms of the videos, I showed this article as well from Pinterest. They kind of go through the best practices in terms of your photo and video ads. And then in terms of photo, when you do launch photo ads, just make sure it's a vertical image. Make sure your brand is the focal point. You want to include your logo for the videos. That we actually put the logo on each video as well. So it's good for just branding, and overall it just looks really clean on Pinterest. Adding a text overlay. There was text in the videos as well too. I'll go over that in a second here. And then basically optimizing your pin copy. And you can see here for the videos, make it strong and actionable. So the videos that we actually did, they were actually demo videos. So it was basically just people using the product, and what it had basically the voiceover in the back. So it was using the product. We had text overlay right at the beginning of the video, kind of talking about kind of what the product was and the brand and stuff like that. Basically walking it through it, and then at the end, hey, check the brand out, and kind of a strong call to action at the end of it. So honestly, very simple videos, and then just kind of a nice text overlay. So worked really, really well. And then also had the logo in there as well too. In terms of the length, they recommend, basically videos between 15 seconds and 1 minute in terms of recommended videos. So, and honestly, the videos for that we had, a lot of them were between 30 and 40 seconds. So that was a good sweet spot for the videos to kind of go through the full demo and then have a nice call to action right near the end. So I would recommend that as well too. Show, don't tell. Pick a strong cover image, and then make sure to optimize your pin copy. So something to note, I can actually leave this this article here in the description down below, so you guys can check it out. Really, really helpful, and definitely works if you follow their best practices for the advertising. So that way everything's on brand and just like blends in really nicely with the Pinterest platform. And then lastly, to kind of close it out, some extra details for you guys to note. We started the budget off with $25 a day. So 25 times 30 comes out to about $600. So I think we were just a touch above that. We did conversion campaign. So we waited till we had enough data and then basically just did a conversion campaign for it. And then also did automatic placements as well. Just let, honestly, the AI and everything, the software just select the placements that make sense for our objective. We want to get purchases and sales, so just let that take over. And then also Pixel was set up on the account about 2 months prior. They're doing about $50,000 a month, so that was able to give a lot of visitors, a lot of purchasers, and then a lot of data onto the account before we launched on there. Because at the end of the day, all these platforms, Pinterest, Snapchat, Meta, Google, TikTok, you name it, they're all data platforms. So the more data you have on every single visitor, every single person who's added a cart, every single person who's bought from your brand before, it's really going to help out a ton. So it's something to note to give it a good amount of time. I'd say if you're doing anywhere from like 10 to 20 or 30K a month, maybe leave it more on the 2 to 3 months before you launch on Pinterest to get best results is what I'd recommend. And for this one, I think it was about a month and a half. I think we installed it like last week of October, like first week of November. And then we basically launched about last week of November. So I think we gave it about a month prior, actually, now that I think about it. So it was about a month prior when we originally launched, and then December was the first like cold campaign that we launched. So that was about a month and a half later, essentially, because last week of October, and then launched in early December. So something to note for that. Just make sure you don't put the Pinterest pixel on there and then just launch right away. You're not going to get as good of results, because really at the end of the day, when you have all the data, the targeting is going to be way better. You're going to have way stronger lookalike audiences when you do launch that. You're going to have way better, you're going to have retargeting pools right away. So everything is just stronger. So I'd really just recommend to be patient on that. And then niche was, of course, in the beauty niche, as you can tell from the intro. So yeah, that about wraps up the video. I hope that was super helpful. Any questions, go ahead and drop them in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.